Are you ready for some fun? I've wanted to make this video for a long time. I wrote the game system way back. It was designed for participation games at conventions and is unashamedly a player-biased shoot 'em up. Its first outing was at Historicon in 2006 and as yet I haven't published it. It is short, action-packed and all about racking up the highest kill score. The winner gets bragging rights as the best tank commander in the platoon. It's called Panzer Ace. All enemy assets are controlled by the games master. These are largely static and numerous. 2 to 6 players compete for the best score in a 5-turn slugfest. Every target destroyed gains points. The bigger and badder the enemy, the more you score, if you survive. Exiting the table by preset points gains a variable bonus, but once you leave, your war is over. Event cards and random artillery strikes juice up the action and add a further element of confusion. The location of opposing units and their orientation is set before the game begins and can be marked on a map. These only appear when player tanks achieve a direct line of sight. This scenario is set in Normandy in the bloody summer of 1944. It is loosely based on Wittmann's stunning victory at Villers-Bocage. I've exchanged the British 7th Armoured Division for elements of the US 2nd Armoured Division. We can imagine this action is set in the area of Operation Lüttich near Mortain. There are 3 German tanks in the game. Gwen has Tiger 121, Ewan Tiger 131, and Emma has a Panzer Mark IV I-01. The lighter armoured Mark IV moves faster than the Tigers, but is more vulnerable to enemy fire. Hidden around the sleepy Normandy village are 6 M4s, 3 M5 light tanks, 10 soft-skin vehicles, 3 infantry squads, an artillery battery, an engineering unit and a regimental HQ. These will have an equal chance to activate first when spotted by the Panzers. Movement for the Tigers is 3 times d6 inches per turn. The Mark IV moves at 4 times d6 inches. Obstructions deduct variable amounts of movement and hedgerows are a real hazard which may cause the Panzers to bog down. Tanks stop when line of sight is established with a hostile and roll off for first shot. At the beginning of each turn and before movement, players make an odds-evens throw to determine whether they receive an event card. The Games Master also brings in the random artillery strike which can affect either side. Players place their tank number in the location they wish to move towards and then rev up those Maybach engines. Off gates, here we go! On turn 1, Gwen throws 4 on her d10, Ewan scores 6 and Emma 9. That is the order in which the Panzers jump off. Emma was the only player to receive an event card, Hot Shot. This will give her Panzer a -2 to hit and a -1 on any damage caused, a great card to get. The artillery salvo landed in quadrant 2 in the pattern shown, narrowly missing an American squad. Panzer 121 immediately spots an M5 in a field to its right, but in the roll-off both commanders fire simultaneously. The Tiger misses. The M5 scores a hit on the Tiger's turret, but must add +2 for a small caliber gun hitting a heavy armoured target from the front. The shell bounces off. No points to Gwen this turn. Tiger 131 stops when it spots a bazooka-armed infantry squad sheltering in a hedgerow. The Panzer crew are on it. They open up with machine guns and high explosive, but both miss the well-concealed GIs. The infantry fire a bazooka, but the shot's wide. No points for you in this turn. The Mark IV bursts through a hedgerow only to be confronted by an M4 guarding the approaches to the village. The German tank fires first and hits the M4 in its tracks. The Hot Shot card has already helped the aim and now increases the pain. The M4 is immobilised and its crew are battle shocked. The M4 takes a control check but has -4 in modifiers and needs 3+ on a d6 to pass, so it cannot fire back. Emma racks up 10 for the hit, 20 for the battle shock and a further 30 for wrecking the M4's offside tracks. 60 points and in the lead. Turn 2 and the running order is exactly the same. The artillery strike falls in quadrant 4 and narrowly misses another squad of GIs. Emma's Mark IV is yet again the only tank to get an event card, but this time it's not so good. The turret is jammed in its current position. Gwen's 121 moves forward to try and get a side shot on the M5, but in doing so spots another M4 ahead. The bocage obscures the M5 and 121 opens fire on the M4. The American commander is quicker off the mark, firing first. He hits the Tiger in the turret. The impact concusses the German commander, who is battle shocked and fails to give the order to shoot. Gwen is living dangerously and still has keine Punkte. 131 ignores the GIs and lurches up the road, only to find an M8 tucked into a defensive position east of the village. The nervous American crew open up with everything they've got. 37mm cannon, 30 and 50 cal machine guns all hose the Tiger. This shoots up the stowage and sets fire to fuel cans. The Panzer crew bail out to try and get the blaze under control. They're going to be out of the tank for 2 turns. That's if they survive. Ewan is in trouble. The Mark IV, with turret jammed, moves towards the field gate, determined to finish off the crippled M4. A semi-track opens up with a 30 cal to distract the Panzer. Emma misses at point blank range, having been put off by the machine gun fire. No points for any Panzer commanders this turn. Turn 3. American mobile reinforcements in the form of 2 big-gunned tank destroyers come in from the east. 131 activates first, followed by the tank destroyers, 121 and then the Mark IV. The artillery strike lands in quadrant 3 and engulfs the M5, causing battle shock and removing it from play this turn. Gwen and Ewan both receive event cards. Unluckily, Panzer 121 gets bogged down and cannot move. The Mark IV has snapshot. This allows a rethrow of a poor damage roll if an enemy is hit. Ewan's crew is still trying to get the fire out on the engine deck of the Tiger and coming under fire from all around. They use their MP40s to wipe out the GI squad creeping along the hedgerow. Ewan's crew are pinned down by the hail of shells being pumped out by the M8, but score 10 points for hitting and 30 points for destroying the infantry squad. With 40 points, will the crew of 131 survive the fire of the tank destroyer? The 76mm shell smashes into the right-hand drive wheel and heaves the massive Tiger around slightly. This freaks out the crew, who are all thrown off the deck as they firefight. 121 gets the jump on the M4 and scores a hull hit, which knocks out the tank. Gwen is on the score sheet with 10 for the hit and 60 for the KO. The Mark IV has fixed its turret problem and stops. Its main gun fires on the disabled M4 and its machine guns spray the semi-track. The 75 shell pierces the turret and brews up the M4. The machine gun fire ignites ammo and fuel in the semi and it catches fire. 20 points for the hits, 60 for the M4 and 25 for the semi-track. 105 points brings Emma to 165. Turn 4. The artillery barrage falls in quadrant 3 once more, just south of the road and narrowly missing Tiger 121. Gwen gets the Holy Grail, the Panzer Ace card, allowing her to choose 2 of the best cards from the deck and use them this turn. Ewan will go first, then Emma's Mark IV, followed by the mobile American units, and finally 121. Ewan's automatic weapons have jammed, which means his Panzertruppen are hunkering down and eating it as the crazy crew of the M8 pulls every trigger available. The hail of metal miraculously misses the Germans. The M4 trundles up Main Street only to be confronted by 2 M4s, one of which is snuck into a side street and waiting to ambush. The German commander opens fire to the front and scores a hit. The shell goes clean through and KOs the tank. Outstanding shooting and a further 70 points. The second M4 fires and misses even at this range. What a let-off! The 2 tank destroyers close in on Tiger 131. She's still ablaze, although the crew have made some progress getting the fire out. Both shots are low and hit the tracks, but their machine guns do not hit any of the crew. The Tiger loses several wheels and sheds its tracks. Now Ewan's crew must survive and possibly attack on foot. 121 survives a tail shot from the M5, which slips out of cover to flank the Panzer. The American shot is wide and 121 advances past the wreck of its kill, only to be confronted by yet another M4 lying in wait. The American shoots first and scores a hit. The shell hits the glacis of the Tiger, but bounces off, and 121 opens fire using the hot shot cam. The round hits the turret and blows it clean off. Another kill and 70 points to Gwen. At the end of turn 4, the scores are Ewan 40, Gwen 140, but in the lead with 235 is Emma's Mark IV. Into the final round, and only Ewan receives an event card, and it's a doozy. Yabos, Yabos! This means Allied fighter bombers make an attack pass on his Panzer. The artillery is called down in Quadrant 4. 121 activates first, then the Americans, then the Mark IV, and finally the stranded crew of 131. 121 makes heavy weather of breaking through the blockage, but emerges to the west of the village and spots a semi-track and a real potential prize, an engineering recovery tank. The commander chooses to target this. The shot hits the weak side armour and penetrates, knocking out the vehicle. Gwen scores 10 for the hit and 100 for this extraordinary target, taking her total to 260. The sneaky M5, which dogged 121, has gunned the engine and motored down Main Street behind Emma's Mark IV. Great move, but the shot goes wide. The tank destroyers fire on the stricken 131. One shot misses, the other hits the turret but bounces off. So far, 131 has been hit 5 times, but the hull has not been pierced. Emma's Mark IV stops and traverses to engage her bushwhacker, but the American gets a shot in first, which bounces off even at this close range. The Panzer hits the M4 dead centre of the glacis. The shot is an ace, and the M4 brews up. Another outstanding piece of shooting, and 70 more points, taking Emma to 335. So, what about 131? The Typhoon swept over the abandoned Panzer and loosed its deadly payload of rockets. The pilot was himself an ace and hit target, blowing off the turret and finishing 131. Our crew had scurried away on hearing the yabble and undertook a suicidal assault on the M8 with potato mashers and MP40s. They knocked out the vehicle, scoring 10 for the hit and 25 for the kill. Ewan topped out at 75 points. And so it ended. Tiger 131, 75 points. 1 infantry squad and a scout car as kills, but no tank and the crew escaping as Rückkämpfer. Tiger 121, 240 points. 2 M4s and an engineering vehicle as kills. The Mark IV, I-01, 335 points. 3 M4s and a semi-track as kills, and Emma is the Panzer Ace. If you've enjoyed the video, please give it a like and leave a comment. I love reading those. And subscribe to the channel. I might even get round to publishing Panzer Ace after all these years. See you next time.